Hey, peace and blessings, everybody. This is Jakim Muhammad with the Hard Talk with Jakim. Now, normally I would be doing a thing about politicians and the corruptions and cronyism, but not today. Today, I got a treat for you. I've got Miss Malika Yates. Yes, Miss Malika Yates is on my show, and she's on for a half an hour. So she's going to talk about all the things that she talks about with eco-friendly and global. And without further ado, here's Miss Malika Yates. Congratulations for being on the Hard Talk with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I am so honored to be here with you today. And yes, you guys heard it here first. My name is Malika Yates. I am Elite Miss Delaware. I am part of the Miss Earth USA system, and I trained at the Climate Reality Training with former Vice President Al Gore and started the Newark, Delaware Climate Reality chapter. My platform is the ripple effect. I believe one act of kindness, like cleaning up oceans, lakes, and beaches, one green act, such as recycling, by using reusable shopping bags, one act of change, such as drinking from a bamboo straw and using the recycling bin, as well as living a healthy lifestyle, can start a ripple effect. I stand behind the idea that one simple act can make the world a better place. So last year, I came up with this platform because I am part Cherokee Indian, and my mom and I bonded over her showing me our Native American ways. And I just always wanted to share this knowledge with everyone. It was so inspiring, and it just really helped shape who I am as a person present day. And I just feel like these are the stable, solid building blocks that everyone should have. And I created my eco education program. When I first graduated high school and I tried to introduce it into schools, I received a lot of pushback. However, after being crowned Elite Miss Delaware last year, I have nothing but like open doors thrown at me to come into every school I reach out to, and sometimes schools reach out to me, which is super awesome.
That is fantastic. I like that. Now, just to give to our audience some information, my youngest daughter is named Malika too, so it was easy to remember her name. So, and my grandmother, it was 1/4 Cherokee Indian from North Carolina. So that's just a little bit of things that I put out to the audience. And I believe that what we have, your platform of the being eco-friendly and to do the ripple effect is so important. Tell me again why you think it should be important for people to learn it in school when they go back to school full time when we get past this COVID.
Well, excellent question. So I actually tailored it to be an online program as well, but my eco education program, these are the following benefits. So everyone get a pen and paper down because you guys want to take part in this program. So it will help the students improve coordination, fine motor skills. Students will be able to express themselves, and it empowers them to be more creative and productive, thus helping them develop other skills. It also will inspire them to think critically. It helps them socialize and provides an environment that is fun and relaxed, all through arts and crafts. So what I do is I go into the school, I talk about my R's of sustainability, and I break each one down, and then I give them like a little quiz at the end. Afterwards, we do an eco-friendly arts and craft, which is always upcycling. So far, I've had students bring in milk cartons. Obviously, they wash them out first. And then we made a bird feeder out of the milk cartons and other reusable products. Another time we made a bird feeder out of acorns, which is something that you can find in your front or backyard. So we're just remaining sustainable, and we're teaching the youth how to be self-sufficient, like how to live off the land. So I think it's really important because it empowers them to be able to be the best version of themselves and actually some can even create their own businesses. I know some students came up to me afterwards and they're like, I want to do this when I grow up. And I'm like, that's amazing. You can start a nonprofit and teach your very own eco education program. So that was just like so beautiful to experience and be a part of.
Well, I tell you this, just to give our viewers out there, man, I hate throwing a lot of stuff away. I am not a hoarder. No, 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 no. I will find another use for it. If it's pill bottles, if it's cartons, I'll find another use for it because usually it's for storage. But I'm one of those people. And I was doing that before it became trendy. So my hat's off to you. Now, you know, you do wear two hats, and one of the other hats is actually on your head. It's more of a crown. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Miss Earth USA organization. Now, they have divisions which range from 13 to 18, and that's the teen Miss. And then you have 18 through 28, which is the Miss, and 21 to 59, which is the Misses. I am in the 26 to 38, which is the Elite Miss division. And I actually received an appointed title 2 years in a row, and all I had to do was write an essay. I also mentioned my platform, and they reviewed all of my documents, and they selected me to represent our beautiful first state. And it has truly been a whirlwind. Joining this sisterhood actually came at the perfect time in my life where I absolutely lost hope. At one point, I was living what I thought to be the best version of my life. And then due to an injury, I was no longer able to pursue professional cheerleading. And so it was just like dance was always my outlet. It's always how I expressed myself. It was my happy place. And just having that one thing taken away, I didn't have like a plan B, C, or D. It was just like, wow, what do I do now? I had to learn how to read, walk, write, everything all over again. And so like,
Wow,
yeah,
that's unique.
yeah,
Yes.
it was really, really, really trying. And I always like to say, I feel like I rose like a phoenix through the ashes because as soon as I received my appointed title as Elite Miss Delaware, I just straight ahead, I knew what my platform was going to be, eco education. And then I started traveling globally, teaching students and communities how to live an eco-friendly, healthy, and sustainable lifestyle filled with kindness. And so like this organization has given me purpose. It has blessed me in more ways than I can even count on both of my hands. And I am just so, so honored and thankful to have this sisterhood in my life. And
Well, I can definitely see that there's a gratitude, and coming from a former athlete myself, I actually played at least four sports good, but definitely basketball and football. And when you have an injury like that, especially if that was your life, it can be so defeating on your personality. It can be defeating on your own psyche, and it's
yeah.
very people don't understand that
Mhm.
it is hard to come out of something like that when you get injuries. You can attest to that, right?
Right. So I did not know that you played football. So you can actually relate to my injuries. I have a traumatic brain injury and cognitive concussion. And as you know,
Oh,
cognitive
yeah.
concussions, that's something that professional football players get when they're sacked during the game. And so that's why I treated with the Philadelphia Eagles football doctors and Philadelphia. And they really, really, really helped me just undergo a major metamorphosis. Like it was just like night and day. And I actually have to do the work all over again because of something that happened last year where someone made a very huge mistake. Um,
Wow.
so I know what to do and I am staying positive, but it's just that strength, you know, grace and grit.
You
And
got to have it, and I agree with you. That is so paramount that I don't see a lot of people have it today. A lot of, especially, no, I'm not one of those guys that dump on young people because I've seen a lot of nonsense from older people, older than me. So believe you me. But I will say this: if we can teach our young people to have that grace and grit, to really be able to pull it, we would have nothing but hope, and I've got nothing but hope for the next generation, so that we can stop a lot of the things that's going on. Now, did you get treated at NovaCare?
Yes, are you referring to the one on the Navy Yard?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I know of it. Yes.
Yeah,
Now,
oh.
I never played professional, but I did play in a little bit in college, definitely high school, definitely junior high school, and definitely basketball for the United States Army. So I played basketball there,
Nice.
and New York City Corrections Department. I played basketball there for them too. So, yeah.
Very nice. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you, thank you. And you know, the second thing is, I consider myself a dancer. Now, I consider I get down with the get down. And I will tell you this, dancing and dancers have just, and maybe even more than your football, basketball, soccer people, just as many injuries as those athletic things. And people don't know how athletic you have to be to really be a good dancer.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm sure your cheerleaders, I got tons of respect for cheerleaders, because I'm not going up in the air for nothing, because I don't trust half of these people. But I have tons of respect for y'all, because y'all going up in the air and doing all those tumbles. I mean, it's hard work.
Yeah, it really is. And so thank you so much for understanding that, because many don't.
As a dancer in you, there's a fire that once you get an injury, it gets it's so depressing to get that type of injury. Is there anything that you can give to other people that may be going through this that can help them come out of that deep hole?
Yes. At the end of a light tunnel, there is always light. So for me, not knowing what the next move was going to be, because I was dizzy, the ringing in my head was super loud. I still have nonstop headaches and ringing in my head, but trust the process. And I know it sounds cliche, but remember, if you have that passion, that desire in your heart, then it's meant for you to continue to aspire to your dreams. And just never give up on yourself, because I have surprised myself not once, but twice. And it's just so amazing when you find your hope, when you find your purpose. And you just allow yourself to live in that moment and become the best version of yourself. And we are all capable of doing that. I am not doing like rocket science over here. I promise you, I allowed myself to feel my feelings. So when I was sad and I was down, I allowed myself to feel those feelings. However, I knew that this is bigger than me, that I was put on this earth. I have a bigger purpose. And I love being of service to our community. I'm pretty sure we know a lot of people in common, so they will tell you I am out here on the front lines, made over 3,000 eco-friendly COVID kits, handing them out to families who are hard on their luck right now during the pandemic, people that are homeless, like you name it. I am just out here in these underserved communities, because I know firsthand from living in both a suburban to an inner city community that these communities are impacted first and worst. And I just want to give them hope, because when I was living in an underserved community, people kept telling me that there was no hope. But I knew deep down inside that there was hope. And
that's important. I'm going to definitely tell you. Malika, there's another thing. There's another issue with that you touched upon, and I want to get back to that so that our viewers can hear that. Now, you know, a lot of us that grew up in urban settings or the inner city, like I'm originally from Brooklyn, so you know, when we came down to Delaware, people didn't understand that Delaware has its share of problems, just like everybody else, just like any place else. It may be the second smallest state, but it has everything. It has agricultural problems. It has
Yeah.
urban problems. In fact, a lot of people don't even know that in the Midwest, they only show you those little small towns. But even in the Midwest or between New York and California, there's a lot of places that have a lot of urban problems that people don't understand. I'd like to touch on that for a second. What do you think about, we come from a state that has Joe Biden, president-elect. So touch a little bit on that.
So I feel like Delaware is growing in the sense that when I found out that we were going to pull out of the Paris Agreement, like I said, I'm part of the Climate Reality Project, and they reached out to me and they were like, can you get the Newcastle County Coalition passed on the local level, which simply states that Delaware commits to the framework of the Paris Agreement. Right away, I said yes. I did not know how to go about implementing this, but I said yes first. And then I was like, but can you tell me how to do this? So they did. They gave me a 1-page with talking points on it. I made it my own. I reached out to our Newcastle County president, Karen Hartley-Nagel, right
Who I know
away.
very well.
Exactly. I knew we knew some people in common. And right away, she was open to the discussion, and she reached out to council and had him tailor it for our state. The very next meeting, all of the council members voted yes, and it was passed on the local level. And it was so beautiful to see that our elected officials not only care about our state, but this affects our country. And through the ripple effect, it actually affects people globally, So I just thought that that was so beautiful, like knowing like where I came from as a child, and my school was next to a power plant. And, there was litter everywhere. And I was called names because I didn't believe in littering, and I would do my little community cleanups and whatnot. And, like people would just look at me like, who cares? Like, no one cares. I care. And if I can inspire you to care, and then if you care, you can inspire someone else to care. Thus, the ripple effect is born. So it was beautiful to see that when I was here in Delaware, that it was easy for me to reach out to my elected officials when people throughout other states are telling me, they're having like a lot of problems reaching their elected.
It's a crazy process.
And I'm just like, really? I call, like email, they call me back. Like if my phone's on silent, they leave a voicemail. Like I go and I meet with them, I invite them to events, they come support me. Just so, again, Karen Hartley-Nagel, I told her, I wanted to come up with my eco-friendly COVID kits to help different communities right away. She helped me. And then,
well, let me just say this to the viewers, and so that the viewers understand this. When you're in Delaware, and our show gets viewed all around the world and on social media and whatever, but in Delaware, you can actually see the governor at ShopRite. So you can actually see the county council president or anything. So for the viewers out there that don't understand that, I lived in New York for a long time. I did see Alphonse D'Amato because I was working security and all that other stuff. But a lot of times you don't get to see the governor. I did see Governor Cuomo, the father, years ago. But you don't get to see that. And in Delaware, you can. So I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah. Even Matt Myers, he even helped with my event that I recently created when I adopted a women's homeless shelter here in Wilmington. And again, it was just so beautiful to see that, they care about our community, and they help empower people like myself to make an amazing impact here in our state on the local level. And so I'm just like, I love our elected officials. Like, I created an environmental law that will provide equal eco education throughout schools, first in our country, but it's a global law. So I'm hoping that other countries will adopt this. I know some countries are actually incorporating environmental education in their schools, which is super awesome. So hopefully it won't be asking too much. But I do want to take a moment, if it's okay with you, to just thank a few people that were very.
Thank you.
Okay, so first, I want to thank Karen Hartley Nagel, our county council president of Newcastle County, that is. She helped me make over 3,000 eco-friendly COVID kits that I handed out to underserved communities, as well as helped with my event that I recently had at the Women's Homeless Shelter. I also want to thank my sister Queen and her colleagues at Christiana Care Health System, Vascular Access Nursing for their donations of gifts for both the children and the homeless mothers. Also, our local BJs here in Newark for helping me with my surprise for the single moms. I was able to buy them all bathrobes with like a little spa kit. And Lash Ma, which is located in Maryland, they are one of the sponsors for the First Ladies of Football. Just saying, I love them. They were able to donate different beauty care items that helped me empower the woman to feel beautiful and strong like the queens that they are. Sideline Prep and Matt Meyer, our Newcastle County executive, donated food, ensuring that each family had a very healthy and nutritious meal during this holiday season. Two of Hearts Dance and Yoga Studio also helped donate food. Dynasty Styling Studios, which is located in Bear, Delaware. They are my beauty sponsor, so they are responsible for my glorious and luxurious locks. They keep me looking beautiful throughout my entire reign, so I'm very thankful for them. And I'm pretty sure that you heard of Second Chances Farm. They donated fresh and healthy food to this women's shelter as well. So community came together as well as businesses from other states to help with this project. And I am so thankful for all of them.
Well, that definitely deserves an applause for that. That's fantastic. So just for my viewers, just so that you know, Jakim Muhammad didn't get soft on you. I'm going to be on these elected officials on my next episode. We're going to be on them because. But on this episode, we'll give them applause for what they do right. Because when they got to get it, we got to give it to them. But we're going to give it there. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Malika, I tell you, the time just goes by quick, fast and fast. But I do want to tell you something. I do want to ask you something about 2020. And I actually love some of the things that happened here in 2020. And I actually is destroyed by other things. I've actually had 3 of my family members in New York that died from COVID-19. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. But I will say this, 2020 has revealed a lot of things. And my question is to you, what has 2020 revealed to you?
2020 has shown me that I am capable, that I am strong, and that I can do anything I put my mind to. I literally started my environmental nonprofit during this pandemic. And it was something that I was afraid to do. Like people kept telling me, you start your nonprofit, we'll be able to donate. And I'm just like, okay, I didn't know how to do it. So I took a course that we offer here in Delaware. Like, I'm just saying, just pause for 1 second. If you do not live in Delaware, I just want you to know how amazing that our state is. Like, you guys should probably move here because we're kind of awesome. But there is a program here in Delaware which empowers women to start their own business. And they help you start a nonprofit as well. So I started working with them last year. I was still nervous. I was like, little old me, like, could I really do this? And then the pandemic came and everywhere I volunteered, like they got shut down. And I was like, people are still homeless. They still need food. Like how is this happening? I don't understand. No one was doing anything. So I kept up with my community cleanups. I kept buying stuff to give to the homeless. My mom's like, I have a notice here that you didn't pay a bill. And I'm like, so when I brought that food to hand out from, because I'm not working due to my injury and disability. So I was like, maybe I should start this nonprofit. So I started my nonprofit, and it literally, I just can't believe all of the support that I'm receiving, like not even just from our state, but I also have global partners now. So it is just beautiful.
Well, I tell you, just for everybody to know, I'm the chairman of the 16th RD Democratic Committee. And we made sure during that time that we were giving out some PPE and some masks and face shields we were giving out. And yeah, and Karen helped us a lot. So Karen, big shout out to you. That was important. I think a lot of people didn't understand that during this 2020, during this COVID-19, there are people that are still on those food lines that never thought that they would be on food lines. There are people that's waiting for the Delaware Food Bank that never thought they would be the ones doing it, and probably thought that those people needed to pull themselves up by the bootstrap, didn't look out for the other people. Now they're on that side too. You know, people using, it's an unfortunate thing that people are losing their businesses and all that stuff through COVID-19, but it's also a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for all of us to do some real hard soul searching. What do you say about that?
I agree. And I feel like we, all deserve awards for surviving 2020. I'm just saying, someone get on that ASAP.
That's right.
But two, it just shows like unity. Like, I do like how you guys were, you know, helping out our communities and throughout our state and passing out the PP and other protective items. And people from all around the world that I know personally and that I've recently met have also stepped up. And I just think that's so beautiful to see us coming together, us uniting as one, because after all, our environment is what we all have in common, and we are all humans.
That is correct. Now, I don't want to leave here without giving the website or how they can get involved with your NGO for your nonprofit. So give us your information for the NGO. And that's not a governmental agency, for an organization, if you know.
Yes. So I can be reached via email at info. Now this is super long, no judgment, guys. Info at the Global Ripple Effect, EFFECT Project, INC.org.
Okay. That's a nice one. It's not too bad. I still think you need to bit.ly it so that you can shorten that URL. But but I like it because it actually is clear to what you're doing. So one more time, give it out to the family.
Okay. So it is info at the Global Ripple Effect Project, INC.org. You can also reach me on social media. It's Elite, ELITEMISS, Delaware, and support me as your state queen here if you are in Delaware, or if you're around the world, feel free to follow my journey to nationals and still support.
Oh, definitely. We'll follow you. We definitely gonna follow you. So listen, Malika Yates, it's been a pleasure having you on here today. This will be out this week, and we're going to rerun this because I think that there was a lot of information here that we had. This conversation was key to a lot of people and maybe help some other people because, you know, brain injury is real. And COVID-19 is real, and we only talk about real things on the Hard Talk. So I want to thank you for being our guest on the Hard Talk. And before we go, I want to say one more thing. For all of you that's been out here, that's been struggling, that's been don't know where you're going to get your next dollar, don't know what's going to happen with you tomorrow, I want you to understand, keep your head up. It's going to get better. Malika Yates just told you, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a silver lining. So this has been Jakim Muhammad from the Hard Talk, and I always want you to know that the Hard Talk always reveals the hard truth. Thank you, Malika, and you have a great day.
Thank you.